What is it that makes a game good? Like, to you? It's one of those things, it's just subjective, ain't it? It's like, what's the difference between a game that's good and a game that's just shit? I don't really know, because I play some fucked up games, and you got all these different little groups of people that will play the games that they play. Like, you got the crowd that will just play Call of Duty and FIFA and sprinkle a bit of Grand Theft Auto on there, and bang, you got them lot. You've got the people that will just play like MMO style games, and do you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, all these different little clumps of people. But I'm just wondering what it is that makes a game considered good, because you've got, like, if you want to compare it to something else, like you can compare it to like films. The film, like for example, my favourite film is The Warriors. It don't necessarily have the best actors and the best like special effects, but you can compare that to a game that don't necessarily have the best graphics or the best like gameplay and stuff like that. But the game that I'm talking about is kind of a notorious one. It's on so many top 10s, but at the same time on so many top 10 worst at the same time. And that game is Deadly Premonition.
Ah, Zach, this is amazing. Even the taste of her coffee is thrilling, to say the least.
What?
No, nothing. This isn't the cup that Thomas always uses for me, is it?
I'm sorry about that too, then. I just used a cup that was nearby. You have a problem with that?
Problem? Not at all, my dear Emily. The coffee is perfect. Well, okay, taste aside, this cup certainly is perfect.
But first off, this game was made by a guy that calls himself Sweary65. Who the fuck puts numbers in their name? And who the fuck calls themselves something like Sweary? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But it's Sweary65, the guy's name. Well, his real name, I'm probably gonna fucking butcher this now, but it is Hidetaka Suhiro. And from that, you've got Sweary65. What's that, like, is that, what the fuck is that? Is that like his number plate or something? I don't know, but anyway, this game is just fucking nuts. Like, don't get me wrong, it isn't like... See, I can't even talk about it properly because it's got so many things that are wrong with this game. Like, it originally come out on the Xbox 360 to be precise, you know what I mean? Because you gotta say the right Xbox, didn't you? But yeah, it was on the Xbox 360, and then it come on the PS3, and it had like a director's cut version. And I'm into weird games, so I picked it up and I thought, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna play it. You know what I mean? Just stick it in my PlayStation light, turn it on, and play a game. But yeah, this game is fucked up. If you've watched this series, it's an old series now, but it's coming back on Netflix called Twin Peaks. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This game is just fucking wacky, and it is hard to describe to people what this game's all about. It's sort of like a mixture between Resident Evil 4, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, it's just like all them general like third person and open world games. That's kind of what this game tries to be. But the thing is that makes this game so great isn't necessarily the game, because like the shooting in it, it's a horror game, so it's like an over-the-shoulder horror thriller type game, and the controls in it ain't even that good. Like, they're quite shit. They put the director's cut was supposed to be better, but it weren't good anyway. Do you know what I mean? I didn't play the Xbox version, but the PlayStation version weren't all that. But the thing is with this game is you kind of tolerate the bad things to get to the good things. And I'm going to try and explain like some of these things to you. For example, like you got your main character, his name's Francis York Morgan, and this cunt's got a fucking imaginary friend that he just chats to like all the time. time. Like, you'll just be playing a game. His name's Zach, and he just starts chatting to his imaginary friend. It'll be in front of people, like other characters. And all the characters in this game are fucking weird as well. I'm gonna talk about some of them, but like, he'll just be standing there talking to another character, and all of a sudden he'll just like, oh, do you hear that, Zach? Do you hear what they said, Zach? Oh, we better do this, better do that, rah, 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 and all this shit. And he's just chatting to his imaginary friend.
Right, Zach? Zach, I'll let you handle the meet and greet. Zach? Do you feel it, Zach? By the way, don't mention anything about what happened back there. She'll think you're a psycho. Don't want that, do we, Zach? Let's reassess the situation. There are no cavemen here. Right, Zach? Zach, can you hear me?
It's fucking weird, man. Like, there's another guy in it. There's just like this copper, but for some reason, he's like an expert in squirrels. And he tells you all this mad information about squirrels. I don't know why the fuck you'd want to know about squirrels, but he seems to know. Like, you got like a puzzle that you got to do where you got to find these keys, and like the key rings just happen to be squirrels. But he don't just tell you about that. He tells you like in-depth fucking Discovery Channel shit about these squirrels. But you can't help but just sit there and like, yeah. Tell me about the squirrels. I want to know about the squirrels.
You don't know your squirrels, do you? This isn't the right key holder. This is a Siberian flying squirrel. It's closer to a land-based squirrel. The Siberian flying squirrel is larger than the southern flying squirrel and has a standing tail while the southern has a hanging tail.
And then you got like this guy, I can't remember too well what he was, with whether he's like the sort of like mayor of the town or if he's just some rich cunt that lives up in the hills somewhere. But this geezer, he gets pushed around in a wheelchair. He wears like a gas mask, which is half of the gas mask is a skull, a fucking skull, yeah. And then he's got this guy, he's like his assistant, yeah. And he talks through his assistant, so he'll tell his assistant what he wants to say, and then his assistant will say it. But then the thing is, when his assistant says it, the whole thing that he says is in rhyme. He tells you everything you need to know in rhyme. And then ends every single line that he comes out with, or a little rhyme or whatever, with, so says Mr. Stewart, that being the bloke in the wheelchair.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, haste won't lead you to what you seek. Keep your eyes focused on your footing as we speak. So says Mr. Stewart.
I mean, what the fuck? But then no one seems to, in the game, just sort of seems to acknowledge, right, wait, you can fucking talk to me, you know? You don't have to speak through this other bloke, you know me? I'm standing here. But no one seems to acknowledge anything weird that's going on. Like, there's this whole scene where they're talking about a sandwich. Like, between, like, most of the characters, they're talking about a fucking sandwich, and it is, like, the most intense, like, sinister-style scene, but then it's about a sandwich.
Here you go. The usual. 1 turkey, strawberry jam, and cereal sandwich.
Sounds like the sinner's sandwich. Self-inflicted punishment to atone for past sins. He's setting an example.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, you should try this wonderful lunch. It's more than a delicious, tasty crunch. So says Mr. Stewart.
No, that's fine. I've just ordered my own lunch.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, that is, Mr. Stewart's order is delicious, I should mention. And Mr. Nick Cormack is a genius for creating this perfection. So says Mr. Stewart.
Yeah, just all the characters are just so awkward and strange and weird, but they're just brilliant. They're just the best. They're like the best characters ever. And then you got like other weird shit. Like every morning, your main character wakes up in this hotel that he's staying at, and he sits at this oversized table to drink coffee with some old lady that can't hear a fucking word that he's saying. And she keeps saying like the wrong things back to him. He's like, yeah, can you pass the salt? And she's like, oh, who you calling a fucking rah, 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 whatever. She just, do you know what I mean? She just completely hears it wrong, and then, do you know what I mean? They manage to have conversations somehow, even though none of them are like actually talking to each other. But then he likes the coffee that this fucking deaf woman makes.
Is everything all right, Mr. Morgan?
Yes, it's delicious, Polly.
My compliments to the chef.
I'm hoping my cooking will bring back repeat guests. Honestly, though, it's been a while since anyone has stayed here.
I couldn't help but notice. Aside from you and me, there seems to be no other guests or workers around.
What's that? The salt's in that white shaker there.
Thank you.
Not only does he like the coffee, he predicts the fucking future with it. He looks in the coffee and he reads it like it's like tea leaves or some shit, and he reads the coffee. And then he starts talking to his imaginary friend like, oh, look, do you see that? Do you see that in the coffee? Look, it's the fucking future and all this shit.
Did you see that, Zach? Clear as a crisp spring morning.
F.K. in the coffee.
And then you'll go out and like, you'll be driving your car to the mission. And I swear as well, I'm pretty sure that you have to fucking get petrol in this game. You have to, like, it's not like a driving game like GTA. The idea of driving in this game is to get to the level and back again in this like big open fucking town with nobody in it. Do you know what I mean? It's like this town up in the hills with no one in it, but you still need to go up and fill up petrol in your car. I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong about it, but I'm pretty sure you had to get petrol. I remember you running out of petrol in this game. But whilst you're driving, your main character, that Francis, whatever his name is talking to fucking Zach about movie trivia. Like, just random film stuff. Like, he just starts talking utter shit to his imaginary friend about films.
1978. Produced, directed, written, and edited by John DeBello. It was really awful, but for some reason I still remember it pretty well.
Even when you've got other people in the back of the car, he's just like chatting to his imaginary friend about films. Like, it's all proper stuff, do you know what I mean? It's not like it's made up or like made up films. They're talking about like old school films like King Kong and like the original like Godzillas and all that shit. But yeah, it's just fucking, it's just so strange. Like, and every morning, if you don't wash him and change his clothes and give him a shave and stuff, he grows a beard and he'll start having flies around him because he stinks. Why? Why'd you have to do this stuff? But you'll play it and you just be like, this is the best. This is why I love this game, because it is so fucking random and so weird. And like, even when you get to the enemies in the game, they fucking do like some weird like ring style as if they're gonna go into the crab, but then they start walking backwards towards you with like a smile on their face, half crying and saying weird shit to you like, I don't want to die, and all this shit, and then you like kill them and they're like, ooh. Oh man, the game is just too fucking weird, but it is easily one of the best games I've ever played. I don't know why, it was, but then this is what makes my head spin when we talk about what makes a good game. Because this has everything, like all the boxes that you would tick to say, yeah, that's a good game. This game does not tick them boxes, but what this game does do is it adds extra boxes that the other games don't have, and it ticks them itself. And yeah, there's literally nothing I've said in this is spoiling anything about this game, but I just thought I'd make a video about it and tell you lot about it. Deadly Premonition. It's on PlayStation 3, it's on Xbox 360, you can get it on Steam now. Buy it, play it, you won't regret it.